Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Tuesday, May the 7th. It is the day. Look at this. This is the beginning of the little bout of nice warm weather. It's supposed to be close to 60 today, and just partly cloudy. There's no chance of rain for literally the foreseeable future. That's only about 10 days. But it can change. I mean, we come home tonight and the weather will be completely different. But woke up to 42 degrees. It's 47 now. And it's just going to be hopefully a mostly sunny. You know, when they get you the partly cloudy, you know, this is the glass half full or half empty. So you hope it's more on the half full side when they say partly cloudy. We'll take it, as long as it's not raining and adding to my jungle I got to deal with here. We'll get it done this weekend because there'll be no rain. Dry out, get her all cut. All right, let's head to work. 55 degrees here in Vancouver. It started to get mostly cloudy as we got here. Mm-hmm. It was sunshine and beautiful the whole other part of the way here. From home all the way to literally like a mile or two ago.
And the clouds came.
Yep, clouds came in.
They're supposed to burn off, I think.
Yeah, I didn't look at the weather here. Just paid attention.
Yeah, I looked at home, not here.
That's what I did. Well, Mama?
Yes,
have yourself a wonderful Tuesday.
You too.
And I'll see you as the day goes on.
All right.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now. Bye. Beautiful 850 GSA. A lot of parts coming off of that. Not only does the dirt go through, had a little help because it wasn't even clipped down in the airbox correctly. And this is what you get. If I felt this in one of mine, I would freak out. That is pure sand grit. All in there. It's just grit. That's all going right through the motor. Be interesting to see where the valves are going to be on this thing. This thing would come in as clean as the day I bought it. Because not every tech is going to take the care to blow and try to brush all the dirt off that they can, and doesn't just fall right in your motor. Can end up really bad if somebody doesn't care. Some people are just here for the money. How many hours I get paid? Well, I'm going to do it in that much time or better. And they're not going to take the time to clean stuff like this up. This thing needs a full bath before it comes in for a service where you're taking the valve cover off. But anyway, and this is, you know what goes past that thing? Absolutely nothing. And when it's a stock replacement, I've been proven with flow benches that doesn't flow as good as that. It just doesn't. It's great when they're a big open filter on a big massive size filter, but you're narrowing all that air into a small little spot. You need something that nothing gets by. Nothing gets past that. And doesn't hurt the performance at all. It'll actually outperform that one. Guarantee you. Of course, my ending thing here, I've already covered everything up. Just take a sneak peek at what it looks like. It's like any other set of valves. Nothing special, nothing unique. Oh, about to leave a tool out tonight. But getting towards the end of the day here, and everything looking other than the garbage that went through the airbox in that thing. You ought to see the airbox. That'll be fun. I gotta clean all that out. It's just full of junk. Yeah, don't ever. These things are cheap. Don't. Everybody goes, well, I'll never have to replace another one again. Yeah, those are cheap. And they last the whole duration of your service interval. don't worry about it. Just get her done. So with the GS, I did come to a fault where there's a wire that was not isolated or insulated. It was getting a fail. And I just got to talk to BMW about this thing, because how is it working fine and then like every half an hour it's throwing the codes? I need to talk to them about the numbers I'm getting and, you know, pickle somebody's brain there at the base camp headquarters. But yeah, we'll figure that out. But this guy he was already scheduled. You know, we can't just shove somebody out of the way, because that GS is going to be an ongoing thing. Got a bulletin on this one for inspecting the ride height sensor bracket. Could be missing a bolt and it won't adjust correctly. That's the only one we've received that has that bulletin. Yeah, she looks kind of funky with all her stuff missing off of there, but all things vital all have caps on them, both sides of the tank, and no dirt's getting anywhere. There's your VCM that controls your ABS right there. That's the pump. I think I've showed you where one of those were on these before. Don't know why this guy hasn't picked up. No idea. And Friday I got this thing so it's runnable. It just doesn't have the sensor plugged in. And occasionally it'll pop up a little thing saying the emergency services may not be available. It must just see a voltage thing there it doesn't like, but it's not, you know, derating anything else. It's just the battery seems to be in no man's land. Can't seem to get a hold of it. It's been on order since I don't know, several weeks now. You remember the Spyder with the crazy belt and all the sand damage to it? We now own it, and it's getting everything it needs. The front rotors, full pads, front and rear sprockets, belt, a whole host of stuff that's on my schedule at some point. Let's take a peek, see what has been out here today. Been off and on gorgeous, with occasional, just out of the clear blue nowhere, a downpour. And then it's breezy. And then the sun comes back out and it just dries up just about as fast as it gets everything soaking wet. Tim ran through his schedule, so he left a little early. Go home and do some stuff there. But anyway, I think I'm gonna start getting myself ready to roll. I gotta turn in RO for something else right quick, so I need to run upstairs. Dang, look at this light out here. I thought I had the newer 2021 Ford Bronco Traxxas out. This is the early Ford Bronco. I mistakenly called the Traxxas one an early Ford Bronco in that last video. Get you somewhere out of the sun here. I just change my position here. I'm getting blasted. But towards the end of the day, I was going up and I was checking on something. I don't remember what it was. And I walk up to the service writer. Lo and behold, I met the guy that owns the F850 GSA. And he has no idea about anything in that thing, about that. He just bought it and was bringing it in to make sure all the services were up to date. Why is this thing got this weird? I need to recalibrate my radio here. It's got that herky-jerky. Oh, it's windy out here. Man, is it nice. So starting tomorrow, it's supposed to get nice. It's going to be in the 70s tomorrow and then 80s from then on. So anyway, I was talking about that filter and he didn't know what the heck I was talking about. So come to find out, like I said, let's sit down here. He had just bought it. And we're just getting all the services all up to date. I said, well, I'll get you all hooked up. So we'll start him off in good shape. He didn't know anything about what I was talking about, you know, that filter-wise and stuff. And So we'll get them all straightened out. Get them all fixed up and all straightened out. And all will be good. Have a nice life with a cool 850 GSA. Now there's I guess we got a 900 GSA coming in. I didn't even heard that was announced, but apparently it did. The sales guy goes, "Did that 900 GSA show up yet?" I go, "Nope. Didn't even know there's one even available." And he said, "Yep." So I guess it's already in our system, which means it's on its way. Because the corporate gals, they all get that, all the invoicing and everything done, and give it a stock number and everything else, even before the bike even shows up. But that's kind of cool. I tell you what, when you overdrive that front end, you do weird stuff like that, that rear end not spinning as fast, definitely tries to come around on you. So that'd be cool. So I'll give that 850 some extra love, especially a new guy to the bike. That'll be awesome. And he didn't know what the heck I was talking about. But that's cool. We did some learning. Seems like a really nice guy. I guess he lives a ways away, and he was in town for something, and he knew the completion wasn't supposed to be till tomorrow. He just thought he'd swing by, and that was cool. A good timing too. I got to meet him. It's like meeting him, knowing who you're working with and stuff like that. Plus, it's good for customers to know who's working on their bike, and you build that trust, and they realize, yep, I'm here to take care of you. I don't do any of the money stuff or anything like that. I don't even know what people go, "What's the service that cost?" I never even see the numbers. I just see the job and what it pays, and I just go from there. Because the paperwork we get doesn't have any of that stuff, discussed out. Obviously, like a crash estimate, I can see the totals and stuff on it, but that's it. Service stuff, that's all between the service writer and the customer. They sell the job, and we do the job. It used to be my job doing what they're doing. That drove me nuts. It wasn't bad, but man, you just got way too many balls in the air all the time. That was a tough job. We had this guy when we first merged, Longview Motorsports, which was privately owned. We merged with Dick Hanna, and they had bought an existing store. It was privately owned, called Pro Caliber, and they decided to keep that name as the motorcycle side of things. And so we had this one trainer. We had a lot of training we had to go through, and anyway, he made lots of money. He was big in the corporation, and he used to tell us, he goes, "I wouldn't do your job for the pay I'm making now." He goes, "You couldn't pay me." Because customers are usually rude, just brutally rude. Nobody's happy to have to bring their bike in, or car as it may be, in his world, to get it fixed. So generally they're not happy. They're hoping that their lack of service and maintenance, now they broke it type of thing. Or it could just be something breaks. Nothing's perfect. And usually the people that are the angriest are the ones that basically have done it to themselves, never maintained and stuff like that, and something breaks. Then they start blaming the manufacturer, and then when that doesn't get them anywhere, then they start blaming the dealership, and they'll just go right down the list all the way to blaming you, who has nothing to do with with their vehicle. But yeah, you get some very unfriendly people. But then you meet some of the coolest people that have become really, really good friends. Still to this day, all these years later, 24 years later, they still come in and say, hey, you know, some of them, you know, have gotten to a time in their life they can't ride anymore, but they still come in and say, hey, and shoot the bull. Hey, I seen somebody with a Gen 9. It was some crawl video. A guy with a Gen 9 that was bombing around with a body figure in there, and it was smaller than the Spyder, you know, in the Gen 9 because it's bigger than this. Excuse me. It was smaller than this. So I'm not the only one that has issues finding a scale guy. Of course, I haven't looked anymore for another one. But he's just Spider-Man and my Axial SEX10 III. Sure enjoy this thing. You know, it's really, I've mentioned this every time I take it out, but taking Kelly's stone stock one out, that's fun to go back to the old ways of RC cars, but it's kind of like fuel injection on motorcycles. You know, having a carburetor is kind of cool. Fuel injection's way better. Don't have to trade the float bowl, none of that stuff. It kind of reminds me of this. You know, them brush motors were great all those years. You know, now you go to brushless. It's hard to go back. Really hard to go back. But anyway, I thought I'd give you the update on the BMW guy on his servicing, and it was none of his doing, and we're gonna undo that, get everything all zeroed in, tuned up, ready to roll, and yeah, that bike's gonna last forever and turn into something good to eat. And them 750s, 850s, and the 900 XRs, now they're 800s and 900s. Just keep moving that thing around, but it's all those newer, you know, motors. The motor is built in China, and the rest of the bike is assembled. I think the motor just gets shipped to BMW and it's assembled there. But trouble-free, absolutely 100% trouble-free. They remind me of the old, you know, Rotax motors, the 750 and 700 and 800s. There was a 650 for a year or two, and they were all 790cc Rotax twins. They're just tuned different for the different class. But anyway, I'm gonna go grab the mama here and try to do a goodbye. First, I'll tinker a little bit more. But anyway, we'll see the mama here in a second. Well, hello there, you two. Man, coming out here goofing around late at night. Even those sunsets like 8:30. You mess around too long, you end up in the dark. Mm-hmm. That's Danny. Yep. He's been down there roaming. His blue collar is getting less blue, you know what I'm saying?
I know, he needs to know it.
He spends way too much time out in the sun.
It's fading. Kind of faded.
Yeah. But anyway, Kelly was busy as heck upstairs.
Very busy.
For some reason, they're overstaffing on the weekend, and the weekends they're not that busy for you know, putting everybody. Anyway, it's making it so it's short staffed. You got a lot of people coming in. It's about to go crazy.
Yeah, it's
starting
nice.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice this weekend. It's gonna be nuts.
People usually ride on the weekend, not go to the motorcycle store for parts and stuff. But you got enough people there. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, never-ending saga.
The end result is she's pretty spent when we're going home.
Yeah, it's a Tucker Jr.
Yeah. Anyway, on that, we're going to bounce.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Wednesday or Thursday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We'll see you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.